In the last episode of Cheese to Grandmaster, we improved all the way to rank 51 with a 3-1 score. Today, I finally want to go an episode again without losing a match and get our top 50. Let's do it. Okay, the first opponent is a Protoss. Now, what are we going to do against the Protoss? I kind of want to do the Thor build again, because I really enjoyed doing that Thor proxy. And I feel like when we did it in 2 episodes ago, I want to say, we actually won a little bit easily, but it wasn't because the build looked really strong, but my opponent was just being a bit weird. He didn't care about what I was doing at all. He would be taking a third base and stuff. So now we got a 5-6, I think it was a 5-6 Protoss. Good middle Grandmaster. I want to try it again to see if we can make it look strong. Let's do it. Now, if I remember the build correctly, it's pretty simple. Like, I think we just go for a barracks first, followed by 2 gases. And then we do a Widow Mine drop to distract him, and then we follow up with a big Thor push. Now, throughout, not just this show, but throughout like all of my YouTube stuff, like I even did some, if you're a really old fan, that we did some Diswe episodes where I did Thors, multiple ones actually. And in the Cheese to Gem, and of course in the Penguin Brothers, I've been making Thors. And I'm becoming more and more fond of Thor cheeses, because a Thor early on, if you're not particularly prepared, it seems so hard to deal with. Even if you have like 10 units, like a Thor being mass repaired, it is pretty hard to kill, you know? Like, you actually need to be pretty well set up to defend that. And I'm more and more tempted to use these in like an actual big tournament as well. Now, DreamHack Valencia is coming up, so I'm very excited to... you know, try it out. Oh, I'm getting cannon rushed, actually. Okay, this is gonna be something. I thought I was gonna be the cheesy one. Well, let's see if I can get down here. There's actually some funny stuff you can do with Terran. Wait, okay, so that's 2 cannons. I want to make it out of range. I'm gonna have to put 1 SCV on that one. I can actually get around here. Oh, my SCV AI is not working out well here. Okay, this cannon rush is a bit weird, I have to admit. Ooh, my... Marine popped out in a very unfortunate sign. Yeah, can we deal with this? That is 1 pylon. I think we're gonna be fine here. Probably should have cancelled a little bit of that gas a while ago. And now we have held the cannon rush, which is good news. Though... okay, almost took another hit. I do wish that I pulled SCVs off gas a little bit sooner. Now, I guess we have another... yeah, I mean, if we get cannon rush, there's not much cheesing to do for me, right? I'm the one getting cheesed. So I guess it is a cheese to rank 1 episode in some way. I keep saying cheese to gem, but at this point it should indeed be called cheese to rank 1. But I'm never gonna get like, after doing all these challenges, I will never get cheese to GM or X to GM out of my head, right? So that was a really good hold by us. And now I'm gonna do my standard cannon rush counter, which is following up with some kind of a Hellion drop, because it is actually really hard to defend it after a cannon rush. There's a few responses cannon rushers have. Either they make a Stargate here and they try to still kill you. They expand and build a cannon on the low ground in front of their natural. Or they go for DTs, or a mix of the above, you know, like expanding on the low ground with a cannon and DTs. I'm sure you guys are more experienced in playing against cannon rush than me. You're probably not better than me, because I feel like I usually don't lose the cannon rush. Though for some of you, I think it might be a bit of a struggle to play against. No worries, we don't judge. And every time I play against the cannon rush, I'm actually happy, because I feel like it happens in every show I do, every kind of video I record. And it's always a little bit of a learning experience for you guys as well, right? Because typically I defend them pretty easily. This was a kind of a different version though. Like, he made the pylon and then made 2 cannons without really walling them off. So instead of getting like the fast wall off up, I just got hit like a brick, like a really heavy brick just being thrown at my face, instead of the typical wall off strategic approach. And it was pretty interesting. You know, actually a good way to deal with weird stuff like this is probably to play it yourself on your off race, and then just see how people of your race counter it, you know? Like, that is actually a pretty good way to go about it. I got my 8 Marines here. I got my 3 Hellions. Now, I would expect this guy either has DT or Void Race. So he probably wouldn't have DTs yet. Like, you have to keep in mind the money curve of the player. So, because he took his gases late, it's very unlikely that he would go 1 base instead of... you know, trying to expand. Oh, this might actually be a bit annoying. He caught this medevac instantly. Let's see. He does have a cannon like I predicted, and he has no wall. So I'm just gonna get in here. I should just target the pros with my Hellions, let my Marines do the hard work. Don't even really need to micro that. I'm gonna kill that one Stalker down. And yeah, there's not much he can do about this. There's just not enough units for a cannon rushing Protoss at this point. And there we go. I made it look very simple. I know you guys can struggle with it, but typically it is that simple. If you have good SCV micro back at home, you put one SCV on every probe, you make sure he can't wall in the cannons, and then you counter with some kind of medevac pressure. And I think in 90% of the cases, if you execute that, it should be good enough. So yeah, not quite the typical start to a Cheese to Rank 1 episode, but I'll take it. Let's go. Okay, a 6k Protoss. Alright, this is our opportunity to get 5.9k as well. I think that would be the first time we crossed it. And I think, judging by the MMR, we might actually have broken top 50 GM for the first time, which is awesome. I forgot to check in between the games. But obviously the end result is what counts here, right guys? The end of the episode. Now, I want to do the really cool Reaper Marauder proxy again. Like, obviously, like I said in the last episode, we kind of ran out of cheeses because we did like more than 50. So right now I'm allowing myself to do whatever cheese I want to do. Like, it doesn't matter if I did it before. I'm just gonna vibe out and have fun with all the cheeses and then see where it takes us. Now, I think I have a pretty cool location here for the proxy. Let's see, the probe goes down here. It probably wouldn't see this that far. It's always a bit scary to do a freestyle proxy because the best proxy locations are the ones that are like close to the enemy base, but it does make them a lot easier to scout. So I think if I build it right here, I think there should be no way it gets scouted. Like if a probe goes down here, would it see it? Probably not, right? Alright. So I did this cheese against Funk, I believe, on Berlingrad. I remember the game. And yeah, it worked just as I intended. It's you go for one Reaper. You kind of force them to be distracted. Sometimes they don't even get a battery. And then the Marauders with a Hellion kind of hit like a truck afterwards. I'm not sure what a good follow-up for it is, though. It's, in general, what's a big problem for Terran builds is it doesn't really matter if a build is good. It also needs to have a good follow-up. Because Terran is... I keep saying this, and I will say this forever until I quit SC2. Terran is such a momentum race that if you have a build that consistently kills 20 pros, but you have absolutely no follow-up with it, it probably still sucks. Like with a Terran build, you just need to be able to hit follow-up timings because of macro mechanics, inject and chrono and stuff. Opponents will always be able to catch up really fast. Now, where am I gonna put the bunker? I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't put a bunker for the mind game, you know? Actually, a few options here. He's not making a zealot, probably because I haven't put down a bunker yet. This is the perfect place for a bunker here. Because if you play... this is gonna be annoying. If you play this, you don't want... What the hell? Oh, it's the depot that got canceled. I was wondering, like, why did my tech lab just get cancelled? I don't want him to be able to make a battery. It's very simple. Because a battery would counter my Marauders. That is obviously able to be attacked by the bunker. So that is not the biggest problem. Let's see. And this is mostly a No. Did we lose the game? Unless he can't... Wait, I'm actually going to cancel his bunker. Then he might cancel the battery. That was really bad. I was gonna say, I want to distract him with that Reaper, so I went like extra ham, but then I got like magic surrounded by the probe, so that is a little bit of a disaster. Now, if he like, this is kind of annoying because I'm relying on him to not make a mistake. If he finishes the battery, it would be a massive mistake by him, complete waste of money, but you can't always trust your opponent to not make mistakes like that. I don't really like to put myself in that situation where I depend on my opponent being smart. That is slightly annoying. Like, obviously, when it comes to canceling buildings, it does become a bit advanced. Like, most people wouldn't even consider canceling buildings. You know, it's kind of like a really, like, top 0.1% move where you really want to save every mineral you can. Now, if he does have the battery, I still have a solution for it. Let's see if he has it with the Hellion. Okay, so he did cancel it. So this guy, I mean, this guy is a 6k player, right? So let's see. I want to get a Stalker. That's what I want. Oh, yes. Let's go. And I have another Hellion for this. That's good. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is really nice. He's going to lose the Stalker. The build is working again. Let's go. And this actually, it's a funny situation where you guys have probably heard pro gamers say, or maybe even non-pro gamers say, like, I lost because he was bad or whatever. Now, a lot of people disagree with that, but in situations like this, it actually makes a lot of sense because if this guy was not good enough to cancel his battery, which he should have done, I could have been in trouble. But then it wouldn't have been because he made a good move, you know? Oh, these Hellions could go ham. He's not targeting the Hellions. They're doing so much damage. Where's my medevac? It's not here yet. Okay, gonna pick up my stuff. Oh, he's actually already out of energy. Yeah, this guy is screwed. Wow, nice. It wasn't a good start at all. Oh, he does still have a battery overcharge, to be fair. Guess I should just target a battery. There's no point attacking stuff under a battery, really. He's activating the battery, but it's gonna die, so that doesn't have a lot of purpose to it. Wait, that's a slow warp in. Oh no, poor guy. That is actually reason one of Protoss frustration when I off-race. Freaking slow warp-ins, man. It's very painful. Poor guy. He's gotten absolutely owned by this build. And I mean, nice for us, because that means we are gonna go without losses. And that we actually reach 5.9k MMR. That is so bad. Not sure if he's talking about me or him. He did cancel his battery. There we go. Because you're smart. Good job, my man. I'm proud of you. But because you were smart, I also beat you. I mean, he's not wrong. Yeah, no, he's right. Nice bait. I mean, he understands what happened, at least. I mean, I did play into it, so it's not like I won on accident. But yeah, he's completely right. That's what I was talking about. This game looks like it's scripted because I was just talking about it. He lost in this case because he made the right decision. Obviously, he could have countered my build better by scouting, because if there's no second Reaper, you could send out a scout on the map and realize, and that's the part he didn't do. But he did make the right decision to cancel the battery, and it cost him. And that's fantastic for us, because that's 2 wins in a row. Let's try to get a third one. Oh, we got a Zerg. Okay, so the last time we got a Zerg, the last 2 times we got a Zerg, we lost. So now it's time to bring something special. What is it though? That I don't know yet. Let's see, what is a really consistently giga strong cheese against Zerg? I would say the Penguin Brothers, to be fair. Like, I know it sounds really dumb, and I'm definitely advertising my own channel while I'm saying this. I mean, you guys are already watching anyway, so you guys probably love me. If you do subscribe, by the way, click that button. Anyway, Penguin Brothers, if I had to choose one cheese I would do against Zerg, against a good Zerg, if I wanted to win the biggest chance, I would probably do the Penguin Brothers. And I feel like 2 racks, or proxy racks in general, is probably the most popular cheese against Zerg. But I do feel like it leaves a lot of power to your opponent for the most part. Like, I know that's kind of what cheese does. It kind of shifts the power to your opponent's ability to defend. Maybe as much as your ability to execute, as opposed to a normal macro game where it usually feels like it's a little bit more in your hands, in your control. But with proxy racks, yeah, I think if your opponent does like a good build against it, or they're not nervous and they micro well, it's sometimes very hard to make a proxy racks work, even if you have perfect micro. Like, there's a limit to how well you can stutter step marines and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I would rather do something like the Penguin Brothers, which there's a little bit more mind game potential. There's like a good follow up and stuff. And in general, I think it's just an incredibly strong timing attack. So that's what I'm gonna do this game. If you guys don't know what the Penguin Brothers is, you will learn out fast enough. And if you do enjoy it, make sure to check out my Penguin Brothers to Grandmaster videos, because I don't know how many videos I have on that. It's probably like 15 or something, but that was a hell of a ride too. And I'm sure if you enjoy these cheeses, you would enjoy that too. Now, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this build. I'm going to SCV scout him. I'm making a Reaper. There's actually nothing I have to be afraid of. It's a bit different than regular cheeses, because usually when you cheese, you're doing a proxy instantly, and you kind of have to be afraid of like scouts or certain builds. But now, I'm actually pretty fine with everything. Now, it is a hatch first, which does make the game a little bit more comfortable. Not necessarily easier, just more comfortable, you know. You know, I wonder about that thing. I wonder how you guys feel about this. So, the game being easier and the game being more comfortable is a different thing. But for some people, and sometimes it does feel a little bit the same. Like, would you rather have a game against a hard opponent doing the strategy you want to play against? Or would you play against an easier opponent that does everything you hate? Because in this case, the game against the easier opponent would still be easier, but it would definitely be less comfortable, right? This is also a bit of a thing for tournaments. Like, sometimes people would prefer to play weaker pro game or harder pro gamers just because they play a style they like playing against more. And I really wonder what it's like for you ladder players. Like, would you choose for like difficulty or comfort if you had the choice? And this is obviously within reasonable boundaries, right? Like, I'm not asking you if you would rather play a diamond player doing an annoying build or Cyril doing a really easy build to play against, you know? I'm more talking about, like, let's say a 200 MMR difference, right? I feel like that's reasonable. Now, I do have to cut SCVs. I think I'm going to cut them from here. I didn't pay attention where the overlords were, sadly. That's a little bit of a mistake by me. I also haven't done enough damage with this Reaper. I think I'm talking too much again. So to be fair, I always do that. That's also why you guys are here, I think. You guys like my semi-intellectual hyper commentary, I guess. I don't know how else to call it. I think it's a pretty good description. Now, this Overlord is scouting me very early, which is going to make this build a little bit weaker. Though, as long as he doesn't make roaches, I'm fine with it. Like, I think against Banelings is a perfectly fine counter to the Penguin Brothers. But against Banelings, I have the power of micro. Against roaches, it's just a number and unit type kind of game. And there I cannot show the skills I have over my opponent. So that scout was definitely very good for him. Now, can he place it? Does he know what the Penguin Brothers are? That is the next question to be asked here. Now, he probably doesn't have any more overlords on my side of the map, but I'm still going to check. And then I'm going to move out with 4... Oh, nice. Few overlords or tumors. Let me see. Roach War. No, guys. It hurts. Okay. I might have to transition from this. I'm actually kind of sad that it's a Roach Warren because... I'm even considering canceling these Vikings because this build straight up does not work against roaches. It's I've tried that a lot and it's a pretty painful experience. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to instantly transition and hope he just doesn't make his units in time. And I don't think that sounds like something crazy to expect, because it's easy to just... Let's make a few more drones, you know? Just a few. Can't hurt us, right? So maybe that is the case. That would be the best case scenario. If that is not what's happening, I'm going to have to play this game from decently far behind. Let's see, that is 4 roaches that I saw. Hopefully it's not more than that. Oh, it's so many... Yeah, no, there's absolutely no way. I have to fall back from this. And I think he might even have made too many. Like this, it kind of looks like he was attacking me instead. Oh my, I can't believe he let me close that. Okay, so he is going to attack me instead. Which is also good against the Penguin Brothers, by the way. Like, any kind of roach memes is really good against this. So, the only counter I have, and I'm really speaking from experience here, is just camping up this ramp. I cannot sit back and wait for the roaches to come. The only thing I can do is set up this ramp and make him more Ravagers all the way down there. And this is actually going pretty well so far. He's definitely giving me a lot of respect. Like, he lost a lot of links already. And I feel like I might even have equalized the game a little bit by this hold. And it looked very simple. Like, I guess he lost a few too many Zerglings. I guess he was trying a little bit too hard to push up this ramp. And now I might have actually equalized the game. And I'm gonna have to use my units a bit more wisely. Because, you know, if I did make all these penguins and stuff, I better not let them go to waste. So let's try to hunt some overlords, run by these Hellions, for example. Because Hellions are not going to be super useful against a roach-based composition. I mean, that is not even really any kind of particular knowledge. That is just, I feel like everyone knows that. Roaches against Hellions, they're not going to have a very good time. Now, if these can cancel this hatchery, that would be huge. Now, Vikings do not have the biggest DPS against non-armored stuff. Or mechanical, I'm not even sure. What is it again? Oh, it is armored, yeah. It's actually 8 more damage against armor. That's a very sizable amount. Now, I saw more roaches. It was kind of hard for me to tell if those were extra roaches that he built or if he already had those, though. Okay, now I know for sure it's extra roaches because that is just too many. Now, I only have 3 barracks. That could be a little bit problematic. I definitely don't think I want to hit a timing attack here. Where are the overlords at? Okay, there's one here that I can kill. I definitely can't go for those in the bottom. That would be a suicide. Now, let's get a few more here. That's a dead overlord. Now, it's funny that I know this because I did the Penguin Brothers. So I know that if you want to one-shot overlords, you have to have 8. So 4 Vikings is actually technically a perfect amount because then you 2-shot them, which is, you know, very respectable still. Now, combat shields on the way. I could consider doing a timing with combat shields. Usually you don't really want to attack against roaches, though. I mean, I do have... I'm gonna have 5... That's 5 tanks is a lot, you know? 5 tanks is actually a lot. I'm gonna do a scan. Oh, he's going into lurkers, yeah. No gracias. I'm gonna go for it here. Hey, another overlord, how nice. Yeah, if he's gonna go into lurkers, I'm definitely gonna end it. I feel like, you know... I do say in the cheese series I'm allowed to just play macro follow-ups as long as I do a cheese. I don't quite want to play a 30-minute macro game against lurkers though, like that, you know. Just pretend I'm doing it for the show. In reality, I'm doing it to save my sanity, but let's just pretend I'm doing it for the show, okay? Let's see. I don't actually have gas to start freaking upgrades here, which kind of sucks. Let's see. Oh, his units are coming out now. He's actually going to go for a big surround. Okay. He's springing the trap quite early, I have to say. Oh, these hydras are so exposed, guys. He lost all the hydras too fast. Yeah, I actually got this. Nice. I feel like he was a bit impatient there. Zerg is such a race of patience usually. Like you always want to wait until you have more units. Because Zerg produces units so fast. This guy was very overconfident in his units. I mean, to be honest, I would also be pretty confident I have Zerg units. No, but seriously though, if he had more patience, not even convinced this game was going so well for me. Well, I haven't seen any evidence of lurkers yet, and the main reason hydras are good is because they transform into lurkers, so I guess maybe I was in a decent position, but that was kind of a slaughter there. 3k against 9k resources lost. I'm not quite sure if he wanted to roach all in me or if he just over-defended against the penguins. But I can be very happy he didn't just make 6 roaches and defend it, because then I would have been in a rough spot. But he actually made like 12 roaches and he lost a lot of units for free on my side, which put me back in the game. And that gives us 3 wins in a row, I believe. So let's try to get one final one. Vamos. Oh, we're playing against Milky Cow. Okay. A nice TVT cheese. TVT is a matchup I particularly for this show I don't want to end up in a macro game in, because TVT macro games are the opposite of cheesy. They're literally just people sitting AFK on their marines and tanks until they decide to move out, which could even be all the way in the late game. So I'm gonna do a really extreme build here and just hope it works. I could go for a Thor drop as well. I think that might be my best option, honestly. Let's go for a Thor drop. I don't want to take this too long. I don't want to go to freaking 3 bases or whatever. I want to end it fast, win or lose. That is the plan. So I'm just going to go for a crazy Thor drop here. Now, I did do it before in the show, but definitely not against a player, excuse me, as good as Milky Cow. In case you guys didn't know, Milky Cow got top 16 in the last DreamHack Europe regional. And with Europe being such a strong region these days, that actually puts him quite high up on the list of players in the world. Obviously not quite at the top, but very, very high. So if we were able to beat him, that would be fantastic for the show. Now, obviously, the winner, the champion of the Cheese 2 Rank 1 series so far is the 6-5 Barcode Zerg that we beat with our legendary Cheese Ghost Hellion into Battlecruiser. Make sure to check that out if you haven't yet. That was also a really awesome episode, actually. Now, I'm going to be very straight up about it. I'm going to make 1 Reaper at home. And then just build a Thor here and fly it in and hope I get lucky. That is my plan. I know there's not too much depth to that, but that is the plan here. Like, Thors have been very strong. I talked about it recently, how I was starting to get more fond of Thor cheeses because it just seems so hard to deal with early on. Now he's going to scout me. It's a bit of a weird scout, but at this point, he knows I'm playing a normal double gas. Like, to him, this just looks like a normal double gas opener. In TVT, this is a completely standard scout he did. You don't want to lose the SCV for nothing, especially when your opponent's build is so obvious. In this case, he thinks it's obvious, but it's not, right? So, good for us that he didn't stick around, I suppose. Now, he could always still look for my base, which could be a bit rough. Now, I think I should make the armory first and then the starport. So I don't know if it actually matters, because gas might actually be the limiting factor here, right? Oh, let's see. I just hope he doesn't randomly scout here. That would ruin my mood, you know? Like, we're having a good score recently. We got a little bit of a winning streak after losing 2 games in a row. And now I wouldn't want to lose it to someone randomly deciding to scout my proxy Thor on the other side of the map. That would be a slight letdown, to say the least. Now, I need some Marines with this, else it's just going to be a bit too weak. So, yeah, what's hard in TVT is that Terran has Reaper. So if you're doing something like extremely cheesy like this, it's hard to hide it. Typically, it's okay because you're not going to do builds that are this extreme, right? But if you really do something like this, it does get pretty hard to hide your build order. Like if he jumps into my main with 2 Reapers, he would see there's nothing, and then it's obvious enough that I have a proxy somewhere. Is this medevac going to be in time? My medevac is going to be a little bit late. I would say it's going to be about 5 seconds late. Obviously not the biggest deal. Now I might even have to move across with these units. Yeah, the problem with TVT is that TVT early game is kind of crazy. No one will play like, let's say, a Nexus and then a Core and then a Twilight and a third base, you know? Like what people play in TVT is like, I'm going to mess you up in this way or that way or this way. So it's, you know, it's very likely I'll move across and I'll straight up meet like a Cyclone or like freaking, what else can you meet? Like 6 Hellions maybe, 4 Hellions, something like that. Now I do have my first Thor. My SCVs are a little bit late, I have to admit. Like, without SCVs, this build doesn't exist, right? So, come on, move. Okay. Unless I can snipe a Cyclone. Let's see. There's a Hellion on the map. Let's see. He actually, I'm gonna try to kill his reactor, and this Thor is gonna tell me whatever I need to know. He has a bunker at the front. Dude, this Thor is gonna smash all the Marines easily. Okay. My SCVs are here now. Come here. Where are you guys going? Don't be stupid right now. Okay. And now I have my repair. And this is probably gonna survive. Okay. I mean, I'll actually have to target the SCV's building. Yo, can you please do something, my Thor, bro? Okay, there we go. Now he's gonna lose the bunker. I mean, he's gonna lose a lot of Marines for this, which is nice. Oh, he's not being repaired. Okay, that was actually a bit close. Shift-clicking these SCVs has not worked out too well for me so far. Oh, he's seizing the tank in range. That is a huge mistake. There we go. Look at it. Look at how long this Thor stays alive, by the way. Actually unkillable. Okay. No, my SCVs are gone. Ah, shit. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, I misclicked that so hard. I do have another Thor on the way. How can I do this now? I did kill his tank. That is actually an enormous dub, killing that tank. Yo, why is my... Okay, there we go. Let's see. Try to snipe some Marines here, maybe. I'm just gonna drop it in his face. Maybe I'll kill the Cyclone. Okay. Oh, he has a tank. Let me pick that up. Yo, wait, a Thor targets a bunker over Marines? That is actually crazy. Wow, actually killing all of his units right now. Does it reach that? No. I mean, my Thor is almost healed up by now. So I can actually use this one. Let's see. Does he have it sieged? Not quite. Okay. And now I can move in here again. Let's see. Oh, it's actually really annoying that Thor shoot the Ravens instead, by the way. That is actually horrible. Because that's the last thing you want him to shoot. Like, the anti-air on the Thor is so bad. It's legit, like... It shoots so slow and stuff. Oh, you might get hit? Yes, we got the Cyclone! And now we're gonna get the tank for it. Oh, he actually has 2 tanks now. That's rough. Quick shot on the Raven. There we go. Quick drop here. Hey, he's probably sieged. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, I'm gonna go for the YOLO play. No! I didn't realize my medevac was dying. Guys, it's a disaster. I have thrown this game massively with that move. I think I was actually about to win, but then I did that suicide move. Oh no, guys. It is the biggest disaster on the YouTube channel yet. Please don't kill that. Okay, thank you. Alright, well. Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Bronze 3. I hope you're having a good time over on the channel. Oh my goodness, guys. I legitimately, I know the medevac was being attacked, but I never thought it would die. Like, I thought no way that is ever gonna die that fast. Okay, now he probably has enough stuff, that's the problem. Yeah. And this Thor is so low HP as well. I mean, he's counterattacking the Raven, which is actually pretty good for me, I think. I think he must have a tank on the natural that I can drop on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I have no other play here. I'm actually gonna kill 2 tanks for that. Okay, I mean, honestly, guys, not bad, right? I don't have a scan. That is a little bit unfortunate, though. Scan would really be nice here. Now, he's gonna drop auto turrets in my main at any point now. He probably thinks I have a natural maybe at this point. Let's see. There we go. Oh, I wish I had a scan here. Let's see. Oh, nice. Oh, that was close. I'm gonna lose it though, yeah. Alright, now we go in. The tank did not siege. Finally, we're gonna kill that. Okay. Kill the freaking Viking. Do we have enough here, guys? My Thor got bugged out so hard because it shot the air unit. Oh, man. I wish they patched that ages ago, actually. That's one of the worst things in SC2. If you guys noticed, you can rewind it. My Thor shoot the Raven and it took an eternity to go back. Yeah, he has us, guys. I think we may have won this if it wasn't for the me flying in my Thor and losing it instantly. But it was a good attempt. I mean, at this point, he had 75 supply and the game was over. If I didn't lose that Thor drop so stupidly, so bronze of me, I may have had a chance. But I think it was a pretty good episode. We won more games than we lost again, which is great. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'm actually hella tired of these games. I feel like it was pretty intense. Hope you guys enjoyed it, though. Make sure to like the video if you did and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Adios.